Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it is time for my client Ted's vlog. And of course, you guys see his sheet there. Ted is, of course, a combat athlete. He does BJJ and then some boxing, although BJJ is his primary. So as you guys can see, we pretty much run a 5-day body part split. We'll eventually probably change some of that up. So essentially, we start with a press day. It's usually flat bench. Again, done for relative moderately heavy work. Most of our work is about 5 to 10 reps. We have a little bit of stuff that can be a little bit lower, just under. We don't do any maxes right now. So for those who are curious, or like, why don't you have no conjugate or other stuff? We may go to that eventually. But right now, we're just doing a lot of base building. We're building up more muscle, and his strength has been going up. He's hitting PRs. In his case, he's realized he needs to get stronger in general, which also means we want to gain lean mass. So he's slowly lean bulking up. And we are seeing good PR. So on the press day, though, we do flat bench. We do usually some floor press, a little bit of closed grip incline work, and then we'll do some tricep work of different types. And right here, he's just doing some dips on a machine. We'll do press downs, do other stuff. But the main thing is, again, we want to get some extra tricep work in on this day. And again, for him, it's all about functional tricep. We're not necessarily concerned with bodybuilding. He doesn't have any concerns whatsoever for physique or aesthetics. And because what he's generally found, he's like, it doesn't matter for me. I tend to be really lean. All my conditioning, other stuff I do for fighting, and my diet's clean. So I tend to be lean no matter what. I have a high step count with my work. So, he's like, I'm just going to be lean. So if I can just gain muscle and strength, he goes like, I tend to look good. He goes, and it's not really something that's a concern for me. He's just like, I always look decent enough that I don't worry about it. So we do that. Then we have a pull day. On the pull day, we usually start with a top set of deadlifts. These are now getting fairly heavy for him. You'll notice this is getting hard. Like, this stuff was easy for a while. We've been adding weight every single week. And now we're at a point where getting fives is becoming really difficult. I think we ended up with like a 4-rep set this week, which is the first time. Almost always we get like 5 or 6 reps with the weights, but I've been adding it week after week after week. Then, of course, we do some cambered bar good mornings. Glute ham raises, reverse hyperextensions, right? So again, think about that as a posterior chain day for just base building. Again, you got a good morning with a specialty bar, good one after a deadlift, glute ham raise, reverse hypers. Can't beat that, right? Can't beat that. Complete posterior chain development. And this is stuff that I do. Like, this looks real similar to the sort of stuff you guys see me do. I don't always necessarily do it in this order or setup. But I mean, like, if you guys just watched me this week, this is what a lot of my work looked like after my max effort deadlift. Although I mix and match a little bit. It's kind of a full lower body day. I do quad work and some back work. But here he is doing the glute ham raises. So again, we get that other function of the hamstring that doesn't get worked on the hip hinges. Because again, in his case, hamstrings are a weak link for him. Also, he is a combat athlete. Like, we need to protect those knees, right? And so weak hamstrings can be a problem. So you'll also notice we do a fair amount of wide stance stuff for him as far as the box squatting, other stuff. Things that we'll work on more and more because, again, for a fighter or a field athlete, we have to be able to go into those wide positions. But here we have the reverse hypers being done afterwards. And again, this is a great combination. So if you look at those 3 things, that is complete posterior chain development. You have a big compound for the good morning glute ham raise, handles kind of a body weight exercise, works the other function of the hamstring. Then we have the high rep restoration work at the end, right? Of course, we also do a top set of deadlifts. So pretty much everything is being developed, every angle of the glutes and hamstrings and the lower back and every rep range. All right, then we have a pull day, which is essentially stuff you see here. We'll usually do a little bit of bicep work in here also. We don't worry about filming it. So we do weighted chins, we do rows. Sometimes we do a little bit of extra other pulling on this day, right? So there you see the weighted chins, and we do some strict barbell rowing, right? Just a bent over row here. Eventually, some of that I'll take him to like a pendlay with an axle bar and stuff. I like that for a lot of my fighters, just for grappling. Just over time, we want to make sure his grip is strong. Just like later, we'll take him over to SSB. I like that for anyone who needs to grapple. But right now, I'm still base building that posterior chain, and I like the cambered bar. But if we want that carryover and then to protect his neck, make that stronger, That's where the SSB for things like the good mornings and even some of the squatting and stuff can come in handy. Just like we'll do fat bar work more and more for any sort of grappler. All right, shoulder day. You guys kind of see what we do here. Pretty straightforward, right? We have strict standing press. Then we do like some snatch grip high pulls. We do a little bit of snatches, do some other stuff, just having to do some explosive work and everything for the shoulders on this day. And again, I only have room for so much footage if I want the vlog to be reasonable, so I kind of pick and choose. But I feel like this is a good representation for what we need here. So again, the shoulder day, strict press. Then we do explosive Olympic type variations, again, like the snatch grip high pull, some power snatches, things like that. All right, final day is, of course, leg day. We do squats. I've now adjusted his squat so that I can keep ramping the top set. And he got 350 for 7 reps here. And then I had him back down to like 330, and then he got 10 and then 7. So the problem I was running into is the final sets. If I keep the weight high on those and I try to run on his sets across, he starts running out of steam. And we're trying to get up into the 400 on the squat. Now, based on this, we're already there. But I'm just going to keep ramping towards that because we do want to get a goal we have here. A short-term goal we set was a 405 squat. We're well on board to see that. I mean, we could probably hit it in 2 weeks if it was our goal to hit it for a max. But based upon this, I'm just going to keep ramping him up. Probably do like 365 next week, so we'll go at 15 and then AMRAP it and see where that's at. And so just build it up over the course of a few weeks. But then, of course, here's where we see to where he's at. Like, he got 10 reps here, right? Compared to where we started, we were struggling to get, we got 10 on the first set early on, I think, in the vlog with 315 or so. So we just keep moving forward with this, right? Because now we're able to do 15 pounds heavier than that on the second set instead of just the first. So, again, the strength is just coming along. It's progressively coming up. Gets stronger and stronger and stronger, right? And again, he does a very, very nice athletic type of squat here. Everything is deep. We have full ranges of motion, right? Full ranges of motion. He has good mobility, of course, being a lifelong athlete and a younger guy. And then after we have some box squats, right? So I have him do some speed boxes here, which just is an example. So again, we take these out a little wider. I want a wider stance on the box for him, and we want to sit back on that. So kind of what you see here, you almost want a vertical shank ideally. It's something we work on. So again, this is to get his speed strength up. So we do have stuff that's similar to speed work in here already. We do the snatch grip high pulls, and we do box squats and things like that. I have box jumps, but I don't think he filmed them this week. And then he likes this machine. He asked me, could he use this instead of the belt squat? I'm like, yeah, perfectly fine. So again, we finished up with a machine squat to finish up the week for sets of around 10 to 12 reps here. So again, we get some extra quad work on top of all of this. So it's a machine that he likes to do, and I'm fine with it. We get a nice, good range of motion, and that's what we're shooting for. We want that quad development. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.